to be hearing tunes related to the World Cup. That's One Fire, as put together by Shakira, one of the anthems for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It's our way of welcoming you to Sports Center this morning on XL1069 FM. Looks like an abridged version of the show. Yeah, we had to make do with something before coming through, but then trust us, we will bring you the updates from the sporting scene between now and when we shall be out of the studio. Top on the menu today, the FIFA World Cup, 20 days to go. We bring you some updates, squad announcements from here and there, but then we bring you some facts about the 2026 FIFA World Cup to be co-hosted by the United States of America, Mexico and Canada. It was an amazing night for Cristiano Ronaldo. He's champion with Al Nassr in the Saudi Pro League. First title for them after 7 years. Sadio Mane is part of the winning team at Al Nassr. As it stands, we bring you update as well from Nigeria. We're heading closer to the grand finale of the Nigeria Premier Football League 2025-2026 season, and we have top games to be hosted this weekend across 10 centers in the country. All games to start same time. Also not leaving out Nigeria's Flamingos, who are right now in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, ahead of their qualifier for the 2026 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup against Guinea, and that will come through tomorrow. The NBA playoff and so much more. Akila Matawal is my name.
This is our time right now.
The main event, Emedion Silva is right here to break down the stories. Welcome, Emedion. How are you doing today?
Yo, good morning, Akila. I'm doing okay. It's a weekend, and of course Friday we're here to tell the story of sports. So let's do it.
Yeah, we will be doing it in amazing style. We're streaming live on Facebook at xl1069fm. That's where to join us this morning to be part of the show. Welcome yet again to Sports Center.
Come on now. One fire now.
Yeah, before we get to talk basketball on the show this morning, let's get started very quickly from the FIFA World Cup 2026. It's getting closer. 20 days until the start of the tournament. Emedion Silva, 20 days away. June 11 is when the World Cup will be started. It's the very first edition of the World Cup where we will be having an expanded tournament. 48 teams are competing without Nigeria, one of the biggest teams not to be part of this competition. But so far, how are you looking forward to this World Cup with 20 days to go? United States of America, Mexico and Canada welcome the rest of the world.
I'm excited about the World Cup. It's an expanded World Cup, and yes, it's going to be really mouth-watering. It's going to be juicy. It's going to be glorious. When you have a tournament in the United States of America, you know what that means. And of course, Donald Trump now adding to the spice of the already spicy World Cup. So we're looking forward to how it's going to be. Just like you've mentioned now, it's sad that Nigeria will not be part of it. So far, so good. The songs we've seen have been on fire. Shakira, one of the legends when you're talking about music, secular music, sports music, and yes, maybe you might not really compare the teams, the tunes that we've seen so far, the songs we've seen so far to maybe the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, but it's glorious, and it's good to have some Nigerian, artists also on it. You're talking Burna Boy, and yesterday we also saw a tune from the glorious Rema and Anita coming up and running, and we're hoping to also play that very soon. So it's incredible, and so far so good. The excitement is getting to its climax, particularly with the announcement, just like you've said now, the announcement of the World Cup squad. Brazil we've seen so far, maybe not so good for Joao Pedro of Chelsea, 29 goal and assists, not being part of the World Cup. We saw the statement, and also yesterday, although it's not official yet, we saw reports that Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Cole Palmer might not, and of course maybe Cole of Chelsea also will not be part of the mix when you're talking about the three Lions of England squad. And we've seen Tony already, being drafted in it, yet to be official, but we know that when you have the UK papers, coming up with these stories, it's almost 99% fact. So excited for the World Cup, and I understand that right here at Kilometer XL106.9 FM we have something special, when you're talking about the World Cup also.
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that we're having three nations hosting this tournament. Do you feel that will add glamour to the tournament, or it will probably have some effect on travelers? Because imagine your team plays maybe in a certain country, and then or certain city, especially in the United States of America, where the states are far apart. Many of them are very many miles away. Do you have any reservations about the fact that we're having this tournament hosted or co-hosted now by 3 countries?
Not. I'm not worried. I'm not worried because these three countries now, if you look at maybe the gap between the distance between the not so much United States of America, Mexico, Canada, they are relatively very close in terms of distance. But you still have to fly, you still have to travel, either by bus, train, or whatever, depending on how buoyant your pocket is going forward. But the World Cup is a tour. It doesn't really come every other time now. It's every 5 years now. So you will have to enjoy. You have to have that fun, and maybe it gets boring when you have one country hosting it, and also it takes the shine of when you have 3 countries also hosting it. But we know the focus will absolutely be on the United States of America, and of course, just like I have mentioned now, it's an incredible time to have. We also saw the FIFA Club World Cup in the United States of America, and we saw how glamorous it was when Chelsea won it, and of course we saw the prize money and all of that. So hosting this particular event is good for me, and because if you had everything centered on United States of America with the war ongoing between themselves and of course Iran, maybe I would have been worried having everything staged in one venue. But this time around, you have that luxury of traveling to Canada, you have that luxury of traveling to Mexico if you want now. So it's tour time, it's party time, it's holiday time for the football fans, So you'll have to, the only maybe blip here is that you'll have to be buoyant enough to be able to cover, particularly for journalists who are going for those events now. You have to be buoyant enough to book hotels in 3 of these venues if you want to cover the World Cup proper. But it's the World Cup for a reason, and I'm happy. And just like we've seen also in Africa, the Nations Cup will be co-hosted by 3 countries. So
yeah,
I
Tanzania,
think it's a new
Uganda,
wave.
and Kenya.
So it's a new wave that we have come to embrace. It's 2026 modern day football. So let's just enjoy the World Cup as it is.
Yeah, interesting. Just to add up, the World Cup this year has 48 teams. It's the first time it's having that number, and we will be having 104 matches. Fantastic, isn't it? Yes, for the host cities, 16 of them will be hosting the championship. Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, and New Jersey. Yeah, put together Philadelphia, San Francisco, Bay Area, Seattle. Those are the host cities from the United States of America. In Mexico, we have Guadalajara, Mexico City, and Monterrey. In Canada, Toronto and Vancouver are the places that will be, the cities rather, hosting the tournament. Yeah, tomorrow we bring you more updates as far as the World Cup is concerned on Sports Extravaganza, and that should be from 4 p.m. Before we head there, we will continue, of course, in the coming days to bring you more and more updates regarding the World Cup, the misses, the squad announcements. By the way, yesterday Senegal released their squad for the World Cup, and there's Sadio Mane in it, there's Edouard Mendy, there's Kalidou Koulibaly, Ismail Assar, Iliman Ndiaye, and so many others. So no surprises. Sadio Mane, by the way, yesterday was a champion in Saudi Arabia. We'll talk about that as we progress, but very, very quickly, Emilion, let's talk about the NBA. Just this morning, the New York Knicks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 109-93. It's now 2-0. New York Knicks lead against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Is this going to be wrapped up early?
It's the Carrera story this particular season, Akila Machero. They like trailing and trying to do the comeback. That's what they did against the Detroit Pistons. They were 2 games down and they had to come back. In fact, this particular season, all through the regular season, it's been the same old story, for them. So I expected the New York Knicks to lead, but the big question is, can they move past these 2 games? And of course, maybe add another one. That's got to be the big question, because we know the Cavs, have a way of, rallying back, coming back to, equal the series, and of course getting on to win. They did that against the best team in that particular conference, against the Detroit Pistons, and they have a chance also to repeat the same story. And just like we've also seen the San Antonio Spurs also are trying to do the magic, trying to get past the opponents, get into the finals of this particular one. So it's going to be an interesting game to see how the Cavs will be able to rally around. They've done it before, and when the season kick-started, nobody really gave them a chance. So it's not going to be really easy, for the for the New York Knicks to get on to winning this one outrightly, maybe having a sweep just like we saw. I think the only side that have been swept so far so good with the LA Lakers, and I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think the Cavs will rally back and maybe get on to winning this one.
Yeah, it's the situation. We keep tabs with that and I keep monitoring. Well, for Nigeria, we are hoping that things will get better in the coming days and maybe weeks, and hopefully we can do better going forward. Very, very quickly now, let's talk about Nigeria's Flamingos. Yesterday, they had a teamwork, had their first training in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, as they prepare to take on Guinea in the qualifiers for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. It's the first leg of the second round, and after this round, should Nigeria progress, they head into the final round, and that will be the opportunity to seal a place at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup that will be hosted by Morocco. It's now an annual event, and we're looking forward to seeing Nigeria compete at the competition. Yes, sir. Away from there now, very, very quickly. Let's talk about the NPFL. It will be the final match day this weekend across the country. 10 games will be decided. But just before we talk about the games to get down this weekend in the NPFL, there's a sad story. This from Wiki Tourists Football Club of Bauchi. Very shocking. Coming through from Wiki, one of their players has passed away. Kabiru Mohammed is his name. The statement was put out by Wiki Tourists yesterday night, and they say in this statement that they are deeply saddened to announce the tragic death of Kabiru Mohammed following a fatal accident along the Zaria Gusau Road. He joined Wiki Tourists for this NPFL season from Lobby Stars and quickly became an important member of the team. His last appearance was in the President Federation Cup clash against Jigawa Golden Stars junior team at the Nasara Stadium, Kofar Doka in Zaria on Tuesday, the 19th of May. And here we are, Thursday yesterday. He was no more. Sincerest condolences to Wiki Tourists over this very, very painful loss. But for the NPFL, it's going to be a dramatic weekend. Teams are fighting to beat relegation and others are fighting to seal continental sports. So it will be a dramatic weekend in the NPFL as 10 games will be decided on Sunday by 4 p.m. Enyimba take on El Kanemi Warriors. Enyimba need a win in that game to stay afloat in the NPFL. El Kanemi Warriors themselves need something from that game to assure themselves of safety in the NPFL. There will also be some interesting games. Niger Tornadoes take on Shooting Stars. Tornadoes need a win to survive. Shooting Stars need a win to go to the continent that is the CAF Confederation Cup. Barao FC take on Nasarawa United. Both teams are comfortable and very, very okay on the log. So nothing to fight for both. Warri Wolves take on Abia Warriors. Warri Wolves need a win. So it's a very important game for them. Bedell Insurance take on Remo Stars. Remo Stars are the ones who need a win in that away fixture to survive. Bayelsa United, already relegated, take on Kwara United, who need a win to survive. Kun Khalifat battle Wiki Tourists, already relegated Wiki Tourists. Kun Khalifat need a win to have a chance of surviving and staying afloat in the NPFL. Rivers United have their destiny partly in their hands as they take on Katsina United, so they need a win in that game now to be able to push Rangers International to the finish line. Ikorodu City take on Rangers International. That's another game of interest. Ikorodu City need a win to have a chance of finishing third and qualify for the CAF Confederation Cup. Rangers International have sealed a place in the CAF Champions League, but then need a win to win the league. They are top. Just a point separates them with Rivers United. Plateau United take on Kano Pillars also on Sunday by 4 p.m. in Jos. Emedion Silva, so many games. Can I get your take in just a minute?
It's an interesting climax, an interesting crescendo if you want now when you're talking the Nigerian Premier Football League. 3 games for me will see me, wagging because you know the story about the Nigerian Premier Football League, particularly when you're talking the relegation waters and of course the Champions League slots. It's always going down the wire every other season, and this season is special, really special, because you understand that maybe the most successful side in the Nigerian Premier Football League can even be relegated at the end of the day. That thing, by if they fail to win against El Kanemi Warriors, although I think they can wrap it up in a very good style. Ikorodu City also have a chance to get back to playing to get to the continent if they win against Rangers International, who are also hoping to win, although I do not think Rangers can go to Lagos and get this particular win. It's a very difficult ground to play. The fans always noisy, very, very loud, so it's going to be very difficult for Rangers International. But in football, anything can happen. And of course, Rivers United maybe looks really good for them that they're playing at home. If they win also, they hope that they just have to win against Casina United. But the big question is, can Rangers go away and win at Ikorodu City? If they win now, then maybe, just maybe, we can maybe crown Rangers the champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League.
Cristiano Ronaldo yesterday won his first major title with Al Nasser of Saudi Arabia after they beat Denmark 4-1. Sadio Mane opened the scoring in the 33rd minute. Kingsley Coman made it 2-0 51st minute. Morlaye Silla scored a penalty to halve the deficit in the 57th minute before Cristiano Ronaldo took matters into his own hands. He scored a free kick in the 62nd minute and then wrapped it up 80th minute with another goal. Al Nasser are champions of the Saudi Pro League. Big congratulations to Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll take your reactions now very quickly as we begin to sign out on the show this morning. 0700-000-1069 or 0809-222-1069 or 0809-333-1069. Yeah, we have some issues with network connection, but I believe that we can be able to take a few reactions. One of them is here. Good morning. Welcome to Sports Center.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name?
My name is Stefan.
All right. Please speak up.
Good morning. Hello?
Hello, we can hear you. Well, you may try to get back with us. Emilion Silva, Ronaldo, champion of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it's an incredible story for him. I think he's won the league in every country that he's visited now: England, Spain, Italy.
That he's visited or he's played?
That he's played. That he's played. It's visiting because we know he's going to leave. His original country is in Portugal. So it's an incredible story. He's been coming close, to winning the league every other time, and this is the first major trophy that he's won since joining that particular side. And you also have to give credit to George Jesus, the coach of the side, who's coming now, and of course is done incredible.
Yeah, let's take this. Good morning. Welcome to Sports Center.
And good morning, Emilion Silva.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Akila, you kept me on the line very long time.
Apologies.
Okay. Apologies to say. Akila, first of all, I want to congratulate.
That's Joe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.